with a lot of these Zoom conferences, of course, people join when they're ready to join, but actually at the start necessarily. So although we have a lot more people registered, you might not get as many people all at the same time. So, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. So I think, Liz, whenever you're ready, we might kick this show off.
Right, let's get the show on the road. Tēnā koutou katoa, kia ora koutou. No Aotearoa aho, e whanau ma ai tamaki makaurau, e tupi aki I tamaki makaurau, ko kopa taku kainga noho, ko te wananga aranui o tamaki makaurau, ahu I mahi ana, ko Liz Bishara taku anoa. Kia ora everyone and welcome to the 14th Student Service Centres Conference. It's a huge pleasure to be here today at this moment representing the Association for Tertiary Education Management and the local organising committee in opening the 2021 ATEM Student Service Centres Conference. Support student journeys and pathways. Hai Paetia Tiara. Today, it's also important to acknowledge our colleagues in Victoria, Australia, who are still being impacted quite significantly by COVID-19. Following the challenges of 2020 and our inability to bring our sector together for this annual conference, the organising committee, with support from the association and our keynote speakers, have persevered and shown resilience to wait until now when we can come together both online and in person. I'm here today at the Auckland Hub at AUT with a number of colleagues from both my institution and other institutions across Auckland. First off, I would like to acknowledge my colleagues in the organising committee, Nolene Williamson, Claire Hurley, Kathleen Mayton, Maria Buckland, Leah Boucher, who is managing the technical side of the conference today, along with Brendan, and Paul Abela. I would also, though, like to acknowledge Heather Finn, who was the original lead for this conference and worked tirelessly throughout 2019 in planning, 2020, and in the late phases of this year as we've got ready for the conference. Heather has recently left the sector and moved into a new role outside of Victoria University in Wellington. It's an honour to be standing here today in Heather's place. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our dedicated and committed sponsors who we will also be hearing from across our conference. CSBA, the Customer Service Specialists, Unicard, Hague Australia, USI, Unique Student Identifier, and Databee Student Assist. It wouldn't be a student service conference without our sponsors, and it's a shame that we can't be together in person this year as we typically are. The conference theme we had prepared in 2019 for the 2020 conference was Tertiary Education Student Services are constantly evolving to meet the diverse needs of students today and in the future. Even back in 2019, it was clear that most institutions were trying to do more with less, to create an improved student experience and to deliver services at lower cost. Gosh, doesn't that feel more true today than even last year or 2019? However, then 2020 happened. It sounded so good, 2020, it had a ring to it. The notion of constantly evolving and turned into a massive reactionary change for many institutions. Trying to find solutions and identify opportunities when we were collectively experiencing things we had never known or foreseen before. Providing leadership to colleagues, to our institutions for challenges that were unknown and that were ahead of us. And while we have felt at times we are starting to see the light at the end of the pandemic tunnel, the realities of operating within a global pandemic mean that our normal state can change over the course of a day and definitely over the course of a week. However, we cannot deny that there are ways of working that were discovered in 2020 that are worth keeping. The drivers of doing more with less or being able to make decisions more rapidly are even more relevant than they were previously. And the students are still at the heart of our institutions, whether it's in person or virtually. The theme of this conference is that our service delivery must always support the student journey and enable students to navigate their own best pathway to success. It will be great to share and reflect on the ways we do this, what we changed in 2020, and how we can support diverse and challenging student journeys in the future. The theme, Hapaitia Tiara, comes from a Māori whakatauki or proverb. Hapaitia Tiara tika pumai a tiranga tiratanga, mona uri whakatipu, which translates as foster the pathway of knowledge to strength, independence and growth for future generations. We're very excited that we are here delivering a hybrid hub conference with both in-person and online attendance opportunities across Australasia, hosted out of New Zealand. We may experience the odd technical glitch from time to time, but we're confident as the 3 days go on, we will get better at navigating this complex environment. We have an exciting program of keynote speakers and paper sessions, along with delegates from around Australia and New Zealand, who will be addressing the theme and providing us the opportunity to hear about innovations, lessons learned, and success stories. We've also ensured that there's time set aside within the conference program for reflections as well as question and answers, and that's both for those participants in person in our hubs across New Zealand and Australia, but also for those of you who have dialed in today. This conference always attracts diverse participants. Some of you will be from centralised student centres and others may work in a faculty or school office, but all of us have a common goal to enhance the student experience through service delivery. I do want to advise we have had a couple of late program changes. The main one on the Wednesday, unfortunately, Michelle Jordan-Tong from Waikato University is unable to be with us on the Wednesday. However, it's a real privilege to be welcoming the ATEM President, Catherine Blythe, the Academic Registrar from Australian Catholic University, who will be taking her session in her place. Have a great conference, everyone. All the very best for the next 3 days. I'll hand over to you, Paul, for the follow-up.
We have the welcome from the Wakatao now. Is that right, Liz?
Yes, you're right. We've got the mihi whakatau. We've got a colleague, Wiramu, who has come in to deliver that session. I'll get him to come in the middle of our hub so that you can have best visibility.
Okay. Tūtawa mai runga, tūtawa mai raro, tūtawa mai roto, tūtawa mai waho. Kia tau ai te mauri tū, te mauri ora ki te katoa, haumi e, hui e, tā e ki e. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā mātā waka, o te moana nui a kiwa, o te whenua o Aotearoa, o te whenua hoki o te pāpaka a Maui, ara, te whenua o ngā tangata moimoi a, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko ai ahau e tuaki nei hei tuku mihi atu ki a koutou. E tū mai nei ahau, i roto i tēnei kaupapa honore mōku. Nō reira, ko whakapūnake te maunga ko Wairoa te awa, ko tāki tumu te waka, ko kahangunu ki te Wairoa, te iwi, ko Ngāti Mākaro te hapu, ko whetu marama te marae. No Wairoa ahau, engari ko Tāmiki Makaurau taku kāinga noho nai nei. Ko ahau te kaitaunaki reo te ara whāriki ki te wānanga ronui o Tāmiki Makaurau. Ko Wiramu Tipuna taku ingoa. So who am I that stands before you and greets you on behalf of our whānau here at AUT? I am from a small town on the east coast of Hawke's Bay of Aotearoa, in Hawke's Bay called Wairoa. That's where my iwi is from. My people are from there. And I now call Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland, my home. I am the kaitaunaki reo of Student Services and Administration. And my name is Wiramu Tipuna. And definitely, I am honoured to be able to stand here and greet you all who have, in the presence of this conference, e mea honore moku. Kia koutou katoa, ngā kaimahi o ia whāriki, o enei wānanga, o te motu nei, o Aotearoa me te pāpaka a Maui, tēnā koutou katoa. Nau mai, piki mai, kake mai, hara mai. Nau mai ki rungi i te kaupapa whakahirahira mō tātou katoa. He ha te whakahirahira. Te mea whakahirahira mō tātou katoa ko te whanake o tātou tauira. Hei awhina a rātou ki te whai i a rātou tohu. Nō reira ki a koutou katoa, i roto i a koutou mahi, kia kaha koutou. Welcome to our kaupapa of celebrating us, the workers within our support structures in our universities, to help develop our students to be successful into the future. Nō reira, anei te tahi whakatauki o a mātou ara te ara whāriki o te wānanga nui o Tāmaki Makaurau. Therefore, I offer this proverb that we developed here to acknowledge the work that we do here within Student Services and Administration here at AUT. Mā te huru o te ao whānau ka puta mai ngā rangatiro o Apopo. By the many strands that connect us as whānau, our leaders of tomorrow, of today, are created. That particular whakatauki is a woven tapestry of who we are as Student Services and Administration. Each one of us across our division is woven together to ensure the future success for our leaders of tomorrow, for our students. Nō reira kia koutou katoa, kei a koutou hoki, i roto i tēnei whāriki mō a tātou rangatiro o Apopo. And so therefore, you also are part of that woven tapestry as you are connected via this particular platform of communication. Nō reira kia koutou, kei te mihi nui atu kia koutou katoa. I roto i tōku whakapakapi o taku mihi whakatau, kei te hehe anau e toha i tēnei waiata i wanganui a tātou. I tui au i tēnei waiata ki te whai i te kaupapa o a tātou whakatauki. So, in closing my mihi whakatau, I'm just going to share a small waiata. I wrote this waiata to celebrate who we are within Student Services Administration here at AUT. Because we put our work is so important to the success of our students. We never get the opportunity to sing about and celebrate who we are and what we do. And so this is the reason I wrote this waiata, just to celebrate us. Nō reira, e te iwi, aku nei mihi. Ue, 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 shubidi-dubidi-doo-ba-ba-do, waro, te ara whariki whānau e. Ue, 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 shubidi-dubidi-doo-ba-ba-do, waro, te ara whariki whānau e. Te ara whariki, e whānau kotahi me te kaimahi, te ara whariki. Te ara whariki, e whānau kotahi me te kaimahi, te ara whariki. Ue, 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 shubidi-dubidi-doo-ba-ba-do, waro, te ara whariki whānau e. Ue, 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 shubidi-dubidi-doo-ba-ba-do, waro, te ara whariki whānau e. Anō reira, ka piti ono tātai hono, rātou tionga mate ki a rātou, ka piti ono tātai hono, tātou tionga ora ki a tātou. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora mai noa tātou katoa. Ka huri, kia ora.
Thank you, Viramu, and thank you, Liz. That's excellent. Thanks so much for the opening. Looking forward to a great 3 days. I've got the job of introducing the hubs now, and well, the idea of the hubs is to try and integrate some kind of kind of face-to-face interaction. So when we first planned this Wellington conference, we had you at a welcome reception at the museum last night at the Te Papa. We would have been there. And earlier on, we might have even got up a cable car in Wellington because we planned that as well. And then we also planned to have a dinner at the waterfront restaurants in Wellington as well, where we could have all had a few drinks and it would have been a lovely time to network. And of course, we would have been together. But unfortunately, as it is, we are where we are, and that's just the way it is. But we'll make the best of it and we'll see how we go. As you can see, I'm from Sydney. I'm in my hub, here in my office in Sydney. The day is about the same as what it looks like on that picture, actually. It's not a bad day outside. But let's go to some of the hubs and check out who's there. So Liz, we'll go back to you again, if we could. Oh no, sorry, let's go to Wellington first, indeed. So Nolene and Claire, are you there?
Yep, kia ora.
Kia ora.
Oh, it's fantastic. Have you got, so you're representing which universities there?
I'm Victoria University of Wellington.
And Massey University, and you're lucky you're not in Wellington today because you definitely would have got wet.
Oh, really?
And blown around as well.
That's what it's known for, isn't it? Wellington, windy
Wellington.
Yes, indeed. So, okay, so have you got, I know there's more people joining you. Have they joined you yet or will they come in later?
We've just had a word from one of our members who had quite a scary ride home, so she's gone home. And we're expecting one other to arrive whom I suspect she works for our student services and health, so she might have been caught up.
All right. Well, thank you. And we'll come back to you again, of course, as the conference progresses. Let's go to Auckland. Hello, Liz. We're back to you again.
Kia ora, and welcome
Can you
everyone.
tell us who's in the room and who they're representing?
Yeah, we've got a number of people here. They've all chosen to sit in the second row so that they can't be seen on camera. But the room is got a number of participants and colleagues from across AUT, from Massey University. We're expecting someone from Auckland University, and we've also been joined with one of our colleagues from the Te Wananga o Aotearoa. So there's a few of us here today. We've got the sunshine in Auckland, so we've not got some of the weather that is occurring in the rest of Aotearoa.
Thank you very much. So we have a non-university participant as well.
What was
right?
that, Paul?
A non-university attendee
Yes.
as well.
Yes, from our Wananga.
Polytechnic. So a great welcome to you guys, because ATEM is for not just for universities, it's for all tertiary education. And we look forward to seeing all of our colleagues who work in non-university tertiary education as well. So welcome. I can't see your faces, but it's
On purpose, Paul. They're hiding.
We'll get to see you eventually, I'm sure.
But they're all smiling, and we were enjoying participating in the Waiata with our colleague Waramu.
Oh, yes, indeed. That was great. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on to Adelaide and Paul Williams, newly elected chair of the Central Region. Are you there, Paul? Oh, here he comes. He's coming in now, hopefully. In South Australia. Are you there?
You appear to be on mute, Paul. You'll need to unmute yourself to speak, and if we could see your face, that would be fantastic.
Yep, I've sent a request to start video and unmute, so hopefully that will happen shortly.
Technical issues. All right, well, let's go to Perth instead, and we'll come back to you in Adelaide. So, and Di Reagan Roots, who knows her way around a Student Services Centre conference pretty well, given that she organised the 2016 conference for Perth, which is still a memorable conference. It's a wonderful conference. And who have you got in the room there, Di?
Hi, everybody, and thank you guys for hosting this conference virtually. It's a great opportunity for us to share our time with our close neighbours across the river from Curtin University. So we've got 3 members from Curtin here, and then we've got a number of team members located from central and student offices.
Right, okay. And
And Leah, if you could go back to that lovely picture that I selected, please, because I'm going to do a promotion for Perth.
Okay, good.
You who haven't been to our lovely city recently, you can see the waterfront has changed dramatically. And I do encourage you to come and visit us in the safe state and share some lovely time with us on our waterfront and in some of the beautiful bars and places that we've got in Perth.
I can recommend it as well. We've holidayed in Perth and Western Australia many times, my family and I, including 3 trips to Monkey Maya.
Oh, nice.
We love dolphins. So I can recommend what Di's recommending. Definitely. Thank you, Di. We'll get back to you again. Of course, Fiona's going to give a paper this afternoon, so we'll look forward to that. Hi, Fiona.
Hi.
Okay. Now, have we got Adelaide? Have we got Paul in Adelaide?
Adelaide's having technical difficulties.
Still,
I don't know that they've been resolved yet.
I've been speaking to Paul. He has said that projector and speakers have dropped out. They can still hear the whole proceedings, and they are working on it.
All right. Well, that's fabulous. And look, we've got, as you know, had we gone to the idea of a whole face-to-face conference, the Victorian people wouldn't have been able to travel anyway. So we probably did the right thing by going online. And even a Melbourne hub wouldn't have worked either, because again, they're in lockdown again. So there's a very difficult times for everybody. And we're looking out for you there in Victoria and wishing you the best. And hopefully you'll enjoy the conference from the lounge room or wherever you're placed. So that's enough from me. I'm going to go back to Liz, to Claire now, to introduce our first keynote speaker.